See there? What did I tell you? Murder, most foul and insidious. You know, it may not be immediately apparent to look at me, since I do tend to conceal my age rather well. But I've actually been around the block a time or two. I've seen enough of life, and enough of these kinds of films, to heed the implicit warning that it simply isn't worth risking life and limb to attend one of these oh-so-treacherous reading of the will soirees. Oh yeah? Geez, as I recall, that wasn't the tune you were singing back in the late 1990s, when your long-forgotten relation, Uncle Angus Smuthound, passed away, and presumably left his sizable smut empire fortune to one of two distant nephews, either you or Gary. Gary the Enchanter. We do not speak that name, not in my presence, as you know all too well. You, of all people, should know the dangers of reopening old wounds. Okay, point taken. Just the same, I still feel as though it might be a healthy thing to perhaps think about exercising the remnants of that bad experience from your heart. After all, Gary is your only surviving relative, and the two of you really ought to consider burying the old hatchet while the opportunity is still there to do so. Oh, I would dearly like to bury the old hatchet, all right. And that's the third time you've used his name, when you damn well know better. I warn you, do not push me too far, or you will live to regret it. Hey, it's easy for you to sit there in your own funk and threaten me. What else is new, huh? Just remember, though, I'm still in possession of your wand from before. Listen, our bitter personal differences aside, I'm just trying to help ease you into a more positive place, for your own good, if not for your shared circumstance as estranged blood relatives and avid practitioners of the dark magical arts. It would do you both good to find whatever common ground that may exist, and maybe put an end to your long-standing family feud. As you wish. You've been cautioned. So, let it be on your own pointed head. Also, what you propose is simply an impossibility. It's painfully obvious to everybody that he used his vastly inferior enchanter powers to alter Uncle Angus's will in his favor. All of the evidence points to that having been the case. Therefore, I shall never, never, never forgive that fiendish betrayal. Not in this lifetime or the next. Look at it this way. If you had received the benefit of your Uncle Angus's vast fortune, all you likely would have done was to have blown it on courting bimbos and wagering long shots at the track. As many springs and summers as you've seen through the years, Tim, you'd think that by now you would have realized that there's so much more to this life than the aimless pursuit of superficial gratification. So you say, what do you know of such things? Give me superficial gratification every time, thank you. Run the gamut before time runs out and it's too late. And in the immortal words of Hank Bukowski, there are worse things than being alone. But it often takes decades to realize this. And most often, when you do, it's too late. And there's nothing worse than too late.
Wow! Thanks so much for that traumatizing Skid Row Laureate gem. Way to send our more impressionable viewers running, in a panic, to self-destructively wield their grandfather's straight razors. Geez, now we're going to have to run a hastily prepared disclaimer and post the number for the National Crisis Hotline prior to the end of the show. Swift move, Dilbert.
Always more than pleased to infuse a little post-beat era counterculture into the stream and flow of things. Even if it's not fully appreciated by the simpletons in the Ghoul Beach Peanut Gallery.
How about sending the viewers back to the conclusion of our feature, while I seek to facilitate a little damage control here?
As you wish. Thankfully, it's not too late for us to rejoin the spine-tingling climax of tonight's film.